Hello, I'm Matt Guff from House.com. This is Mike Oelkers from Ride Snowboards. That's a Ride Superpig, a brand new deck to the lineup, and this is a Ride Warpig, and Mike's going to walk us through both of the boards. Mike, welcome back.
How you doing?
So good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. We're just kind of like rounding out the day. I'm doing some versus videos because we get a lot of questions on our YouTube channel on, I'm trying to pick between these two boards. What's their similarities, what are the differences, and which one is going to be best for me. So that's why we invited Mike over. The Warpig is in year 4.
Year 4?
Year 4, and the Superpig is a brand new deck to the lineup. So, Mike, I suppose a lot of people would assume that the Superpig is a little bit more aggressive than the Warpig, and that's true.
True.
What else do they need to know to make the best decision for the best board for their riding style?
All right. Well, let's start out with what they both have.
What do they both have?
All right. So, like you can see here, we didn't change anything off of shape.
Okay.
All right. So the shapes are going to be the same, whether tip tail. So the big story here is we didn't want to start over with anything that wasn't already great. Right. So we added that bi-radial side cut on the Superpig. Mm-hmm. So carrying that over in the Superpig, which gives you really quick initiation into your turn,
right, and
then mellows out kind of as you're going out.
Right.
So both of these guys, Superpig and the Warpig, will have that bi-radial side cut.
Right.
Both are going to have our performance core. So you've got Aspen, you've got Polonia, and Bamboo in there. So best strength to weight ratio of wood going in there, sandwiched. Mm-hmm. Both are going to have the roll-in slime wall story.
All right.
So that strength, durability, thinning out the boards and giving you a true consistent flex across the board.
In multiple temperatures, too.
In multiple temperatures.
That's
yes,
nice.
Yes. Both are going to have our double impact plates underneath the feet, so cut on that vibration, chatter that goes on. And then the last thing that's going to be comparable between these two is our topless top sheet.
Oh, right.
So
they do have a nice feel.
These babies are topless.
They are
so
topless.
That graphic is fused right into the glass going into the snowboard. So a little bit more lighter weight, cuts on that swing weight. Also gives it a better durability factor on top. So you're not going to see some of them stressed cracks or if you're getting hacked up in line or anything like that.
Right.
It'll clean it up. So those are what makes those two very similar. It's like the baby brother, older brother situation now.
Right.
So Superpig being our new board this year.
That's right.
We're really excited about doing this. We were able to get some out pre the year. So that's kind of cool. So a lot of people were able to grab these before the release. But what makes this different than what's going on with our Twin Pig is, one, we're doing a directional hybrid camber on there.
Whew.
All right, so the big difference here, and you can kind of see if you're looking at the table that there's camber underneath the foot where this is going to be your flat base.
Right.
So same story that's going on here before. Both of them are going to have that larger rocker section in the front. So whether it's keeping your nose up, turn initiation, or anything like that, the Warpig is going to have a flat midsection underneath foot, so flat and stable,
right, with
a little bit of reverse camber on the back.
Cool.
This one's going to have the big section of camber in between your foot and then rolling out to the back.
Cool.
So right off the bat, that makes it a bit more aggressive than you're dealing with over here.
Right.
So we've got centered base on our Warpig.
All
right. And we've got
that's a nice base.
It's a beautiful base.
That's a beautiful
It really
base.
pops when it's on the snow. So centered stone ground base here. We've got a centered stone ground race base on this one.
Yeah.
So the highest level base that you can get on a snowboard for speed. Basically think of it as like 2 World Cup skis mashed together on the base of this stuff here.
Right.
So this one's going to take quite a bit more attention to detail on it, so when you'll start to see it quicker when it's not waxed, so it's going to take a little bit more love there. So on the Warpig, carbon array 3 that we've always had on here, so 3 carbon stringers in the front and the rear that are going to give you that nice pop without the weight and then give you quick edge to edge.
Right.
We ramped it up for Big Brother and did carbon array 5.
5.
Yes.
Just like the Bone Pig.
Yes, correct. Cool. Yep. So now quicker edge to edge, more pop going on in there.
Right.
And then the big addition on the tail section of this is our carbon pop walls. So,
and what does carbon pop walls do?
So basically, it's sandwiched right into our urethane sidewalls or slam walls. So it's urethane, carbon, urethane, carbon. What it does, again, cutting some of that weight and giving you quite a bit more pop. So in the past, we had carbon on the inside. We found that if we pushed it out further, it responded better and was more stable. So now that it's all the way out in your edge and only in your tail section, you've got real stable landings, lots of pop taken off, and just more support in the back end for you.
Right, and it's kind of cool how Mike is talking through the bi-radial side cut, which could be classified as a reverse progressive side cut radius. Smaller side cut radius on the nose, and then gradually getting into a bigger side cut radius on the tail. So it dives deep into the turn and it kind of mellows out. But when I just described kind of like a mellow out, it still has a good amount of energy in both boards because there's that carbon array 3, and even more so in the Superpig because of that camber tail section. The carbon array 5 and the carbon slide balls. This thing is a bat out of hell. Out of that turn.
Definitely.
Right. And even more so aggressive going into one. Which is wild.
Definitely. So, I mean, it gives you, if you ever needed something that was similar to a race board, that's like kind of your story, whether you're doing border cross or you're doing some slalom, doing some bank slalom out west or anything like that. The only thing here that makes this board one extra added feature that's on the Warpig is our cleavage.
More of a freestyle park rider.
Yes. So this is one of the boards that we've won a good wood for all mountain and for park.
2 categories. No one has ever done that before. No board has ever done that.
Little piggy. Little Warpiggy. So that side of the things and having that cleave edge going on in there is basically 50% more steel. What that means to the rider or whatnot is that one day you might be riding the park and you're detuning it, you're taking it down, you're hitting rails, you're hitting boxes, and then the next week you're flying out to Colorado to do some POW riding and do some groomers out there, so you want a little bit more edge, so take it in, get it stone ground, and you're still dealing with a significant amount of edge on it.
Wow, that's impressive. Now, we had a kind of internal thought just the other day about the differences between the Warpig and the Superpig, and the question that was kind of presented was, when the Warpig first came out, why did they decide to do a more of a flat dominant profile shape than a camber dominant? And the question was, did the designers in Ride know that they were going to be releasing 2 boards, but they wanted to trickle the boards out into like future seasons, or were they like, okay, we're gonna design the Warpig, we're gonna just do it flat? And then everything caught on, and we're like, oh God, the Warpig's selling really well, but people want a more aggressive one, and then decided to do the Warpig. What's the story behind that?
I mean, I can't give you the full details of everything. I mean, going into it, this was like Michael Chilton's baby coming into it.
Great guy. Hey, Mike.
Between some of our events and stuff that's going on, he was one of the guys that were one of the only companies from a bigger brand that was featured in the up and coming shapers of the future.
Cool.
So that's super cool to him. He's a rocket scientist. He's super crazy, and it took him a lot to get this Warpig, but I think what we needed right off the bat, like I don't think he foresaw that we needed or that we would have a Superpig.
Sure.
I think the beginning of it was when we started this, there was still a lot of flat-based stories going on or reverse camber. So to radically change it and be like, all right, we're throwing camber back in,
it would be too much.
Might have thrown it off. And reasonably for a lot of people, I feel like this is one of those boards that you kind of want both. You want the Warpig because of where it's been, it's tried and true, but then that next level, I always feel like there's guys that ride this board, love it, aren't going to leave it, but they're also looking for that next little glimpse of fun, and that's that Superpig. So I wouldn't say perchance that he did it knowing that was going to come out. I think that was the evolution of, man, every year we sell out of these things, these Warpigs, and every year we sell out faster, even though we make more. So like I think the general population was, hey, we love this, and then you had guys that were running the Mount Baker Bank Slalom that were like, I want something more. I want like that next picture, and that's where it came into play. Where I think he was making Superpigs for those guys that wanted it and beefing it up. So I think it's the great next step in the right direction for anybody. So I'm like, if you have a Warpig and you love it and you're not going to get rid of it, this is that second chance to be like, I know I like all the attributes of the Warpig. Let's bump it up.
Right. And you know, what a beautiful risk to take. Like you mentioned that it took a lot for Michael to get the board and actually bring it to market. But look what it's done to the industry. This I feel is one of the boards that really kind of like I don't want to say paved the way for volume shift stories, but it's one of the boards that really put the volume shift story on the map. You know what I mean? There may be a couple other boards that have done it prior to this board releasing, but and they both come in 5 different sizes: extra small to extra large.
Correct.
What are the actual lengths for each of those?
Ooh, that's a good test. So
I think
the
the
extra
50
small starts out at 142.
42.
Small is 148.
Okay.
Medium is 151. Large is a 54, and then extra large is a 58.
Okay. So. And you were saying you tend to ride the medium, which is a what size?
Out west, I typically ride the medium. Like I feel like I could do a large or a medium. In town, like at our local hills, and like riding that ice groom and whatnot, I really like the small. Just because it is so quick, so agile.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason I should be on that.
Right.
I outweigh the max is for weight on there, but I think it's just really fun. You know, like in typical fashion, whether I'm in the park or just cruising, I like the fact that it's short. And so that 48, I mean, in a realistic standpoint, we volume shift these 6 to 10. So I mean, in reality, I'm really riding something that I should be riding. Right. But
59, 58 or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And it's fun to experiment. I mean, like the greatest addition last year was the medium, I feel, because it's kind of that in-between point where large some days is too big out west, I felt for myself. Okay. And then I would love to ride the small all the time, but this year I got challenged in even deeper snow. So then in that situation, I wanted a little bit more overall running length. So the medium fit great. Yeah.
And I think that's a kind of tough decision that I'm going to have to make is, okay, which size do I get? But I think for my size, my ability...
You'd probably be a large.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with large instead of the extra large.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Oelkers, man, it's really cool to hear the backstories behind both of these great decks, the Warpig and the Superpig. It's really fun to, know that this is like the next big one. And it's cool to know that there's also other boards within the Pig series, like the Mountain Pig for more big mountain stuff. And then also the Twin Pig for the very park-specific riders, too.
Definitely.
Cool. Oelkers, always a pleasure, man.
Thank you, boss.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment or a question. Let us know what you think of the Warpig, the Superpig, and the Pig series by leaving a comment or a question below. You can get linked to the product below by hitting the links to thehouse.com. Subscribe to the channel there. Check out more vids there. And hopefully, we'll see you guys on snow. Peace.